Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping straight into something really quite serious and actually alarmingly common: drug toxicity in cats.
Hmm.
And we're not just talking about, harsh chemicals under the sink. Often the danger is right there in plain sight.
Yeah, like in your medicine cabinet.
Exactly. Or even, and this is kind of ironic, in veterinary products that are made to taste good.
That's really the paradox, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what we're digging into. Our sources show that these unintentional overdoses are, well, they're a frequent cause of pet poison.
Intentional, yeah, like from owners trying to help.
Sometimes, yeah. A well-meaning owner trying to, self-medicate their pet. Or maybe the cat just finds a pill that got dropped. So our mission today is really to cut through the confusion, explain why cats are so uniquely sensitive, biologically speaking, and give you the crucial info for, well, prevention and knowing what to do in an emergency.
Okay, let's start with how the cats actually ingest these things, because that's where it often kicks off, right? It's the accident itself. Usually you think of poisons as tasting bad, but with cats, sometimes the danger is actually appealing to them.
It can be, yeah. The sources point to two main ways this happens.
Okay.
First, there's that sort of calculated risk in veterinary medicine. A lot of pet meds are flavored, chicken, fish.
To make them easier to give.
Exactly, which is great normally.
Yeah.
But if that bottle isn't sealed tight, or maybe you spill some, suddenly it's like a super tasty treat for a curious cat.
Okay, that makes total sense. It's designed to taste like food. So what's the second way?
The second is just, well, pure cat curiosity.
Yes. The classic.
We've all seen it, right?
Yeah.
Anything drops, rolls, it's a toy.
Instantly.
So a cat sees a little pole rolling on the floor, thinks it's prey, chases it, maybe bats it around.
And eats it before you even realize it dropped.
Exactly. And then we also have to talk about the human factor, which is honestly a huge part of this.
You mean people giving human meds?
Yeah. A lot of these poisonings happen because an owner, usually trying to do the right thing, gives their cat an over-the-counter human drug.
Based on that assumption. It works for me, so.
Right. It works for me. It must be okay for my, 8-pound cat. And that assumption is just incredibly dangerous.
Not just wrong, but potentially fatal, right? We need to be super clear here. Cats are just biologically different, fundamentally, especially when it comes to processing drugs or xenobiotics, foreign chemicals.
That's the term, yeah.
Yeah.
Xenobiotics.
And human doses, almost always toxic for a cat. And some human drugs. You just can't give them any amount, can you?
None at all. Some are lethal in minuscule doses for a cat. It's a hard biological reality.
Okay, so let's get into that biology. Why? What's the fundamental difference?
It really comes down to the liver, specifically their detoxification machinery, or rather, what's missing from it.
Right, they lack certain enzymes that help break things down.
Exactly. There's one key enzyme that's particularly deficient in cats.
And that is?
It's called glucuronal transferase.
Glucuronal transferase. Okay.
This enzyme does something called conjugation. Basically, it sticks a tag on the drug molecule, makes it water soluble so the body can get rid of it, usually through urine or bile.
So it's like preparing the trash for pickup.
And that's a good way to put it, yeah. Humans and dogs, we had the system working pretty well. Cats, not so much. They lack sufficient levels of this specific enzyme.
So without enough glucuronal transferase, the drugs don't get tagged properly. They don't get neutralized.
Right. They hang around longer, or worse.
Worse how?
They get shunted down other metabolic pathways, and these alternative routes can actually create more toxic byproducts. Reactive metabolites, they're called.
Reactive metabolites. Okay, that sounds bad.
It is. Think of like tiny molecular wrecking balls inside the body. They damage cells, especially in the liver, causing acute necrosis tissue death. But they don't just stop at the liver.
They go systemic.
They can attack the blood cells, too. Which brings us to one of the biggest dangers in the medicine cabinet.
Acetaminophen. Tylenol.
Exactly. Tylenol toxicity in cats is particularly nasty. Those reactive metabolites damage the hemoglobin in red blood cells.
Hemoglobin.
Yes.
That carries oxygen, right?
Right. The damage means the hemoglobin can't carry oxygen effectively. It leads to something called methemoglobinemia.
Methemoglobinemia.
Yeah, the cat's blood literally turns a kind of muddy chocolate brown color because the iron in the hemoglobin gets oxidized. And functionally, the cat is suffocating.
Oh, wow. So what would you actually see in the cat?
You'd see weakness, lethargy, maybe difficulty breathing. Their gums might look blue or gray instead of pink. It's a true emergency, requiring immediate, aggressive vet care.
Okay, that's Tylenol. What about the other really common one? Ibuprofen, Advil, Motrin.
Also incredibly dangerous, but in a different way. Ibuprofen is what we call an NSAI, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug.
Right.
And it's highly corrosive, especially to the lining of the stomach and intestines and also the kidneys.
Corrosive. So ulcers.
Severe ulcers, yeah. Even from just one human-sized pill, it can cause perforations, massive internal bleeding, and at the same time, it hits the kidneys hard, causing acute kidney failure.
So you're looking at rapid multi-organ failure.
Pretty much. For something we might pop for a headache without a second thought.
This is sobering. And it's not just these two, is it? The problem goes beyond painkillers.
Oh, absolutely. The sources make it clear that a whole range of common human meds are implicated in accidental poisonings.
Which ones? What else is high risk?
Well, the list is quite long, unfortunately. Think about what's in a typical medicine cabinet or on a nightstand. Antidepressants are a big one.
Okay, how do those affect cats? Not liver failure, presumably.
More likely neurological effects. Things like SSRIs can cause something called serotonin syndrome.
Serotonin syndrome, what's that involve?
Severe tremors, agitation, muscle rigidity, high body temperature, seizures, even collapse. It's very serious.
Wow.
Antihistamines are common culprits. Depending on the type, they can cause either extreme agitation or deep sedation, sometimes even coma or heart rhythm problems.
Okay.
Then you've got things like sleeping pills, diet pills, even some vitamins can be toxic in large doses, though the effects vary wildly.
Vitamins too. Huh.
And definitely things like heart medications, blood pressure pills.
Oh, I can see how those would be bad. A dose meant for a 180-pound human.
Exactly. In a small cat, it can cause a catastrophic drop in blood pressure and heart rate, leads to shock, collapse, death.
So basically almost anything in the medicine cabinet could be dangerous.
That's the safest assumption, yes. Any suspected ingestion, any human medication needs to be treated as a potential emergency.
Okay. Let's shift gears then. What do you do if you suspect your cat ate something? What are the immediate steps? Time is critical, right?
Absolutely critical. Symptoms can start very, very quickly. The first thing, assuming it just happened, is trying to limit how much gets absorbed.
How pairing them vomit?
Inducing vomiting is often the first step, yes. But, and this is really important, you should only do this if specifically instructed by a vet or a poison control center.
Why only on instruction?
Because sometimes inducing vomiting can be more dangerous, depending on what was ingested. If it was something caustic, for example, it could do more damage coming back up. Or if the cat is already showing neurological signs, they could inhale the vomit.
Okay. So step one is immediate contact with a professional, vet or poison control.
Yes. Call them immediately. They'll tell you if inducing vomiting is safe and how to do it, or if you need to get to the clinic straight away.
Okay. Then the sources mentioned something about coating the bowel. What's that about?
Right, that's usually the next step. Either after vomiting or if vomiting isn't advised, it refers to giving activated charcoal.
Activated charcoal, like the stuff in water filters?
Kind of, yeah, but it's medical grade. It's incredibly porous. It works by absorption, desorption.
Absorption. Not absorption.
Correct. It basically acts like a sponge or a magnet in the stomach and intestines. The charcoal itself isn't absorbed by the body, but toxins bind to its surface.
So it traps the drug.
Exactly. It binds the toxin, preventing it from getting absorbed into the bloodstream and causing damage systemically. It essentially neutralizes it within the gut.
That sounds pretty effective, but again, needs to be done fast.
Very fast. And usually administered by a vet, often through a stomach tube. It's messy stuff.
Okay, so call vet poison control immediately. Follow their instructions, which might include inducing vomiting, get to the vet fast for potential activated charcoal and other treatments.
Yes, and they might have specific antidotes too. Like for Tylenol, there's an antidote called N-acetylcysteine.
An antidote.
Yeah, but it has to be given very quickly, usually within hours of ingestion, to be really effective. It helps replenish something the liver uses to detoxify the Tylenol metabolites.
So again, speed is everything.
Speed is absolutely everything. Time lost is potentially liver tissue lost or red blood cells lost.
Okay, this is all crucial emergency info. But ideally, we avoid the emergency altogether. Prevention is key.
Definitely the easiest route.
Knowing what we know now, the missing enzyme, the curiosity, the flavored meds, what are the non-negotiable prevention steps every cat owner needs to take?
Number 1, secure storage. Period. All medications, whether they're for humans or pets, need to be stored safely.
What does safely mean in this context? Child-proof caps aren't enough.
Child-proof caps help, but cats can still knock bottles over, maybe chew through plastic. So it means keeping them in securely closed containers and inside closed cupboards or drawers, preferably high up.
Not just on a high shelf.
Not just on a high shelf. Cats are climbers, jumpers, masters of getting where they shouldn't. A determined or curious cat can find a way. Closed cupboards are much safer.
What about those weekly pill organizers people use?
Those are a huge risk if left out. Keep them locked away. Never leave one on a nightstand or counter. A cat could easily knock it over, and those little compartments spilling out pills, it looks like a treat dispenser to them.
Good point. Okay, secure storage. What else?
Constant vigilance about dropped pills. If you drop one, find it immediately. Assume your cat will find it first if you don't.
Okay. And reinforcing the medication rules.
Absolutely. Never, ever give your cat any medication, not even a supplement, without talking to your vet first.
Even if it's something they've had before.
Even then, dosages might change based on weight or health status. Always follow the vet's instructions for dosage and frequency exactly. Don't eyeball doses. Don't think a little extra won't hurt.
Because it absolutely can hurt.
It absolutely can. And that core rule bears repeating. Never assume a human drug is safe for your pet. Just don't do it. The metabolic differences are too profound.
It really does circle back to that missing enzyme, doesn't it? Glucuronal transferase.
It's central to so much of this specific type of toxicity, yeah. It explains why something relatively benign for us, like Tylenol or Advil, becomes a potential catastrophe for a cat.
And why even things you wouldn't think of, like a dropped blood pressure pill, pose such an outsized threat.
Precisely. It highlights this fundamental vulnerability.
So, wrapping this up, the key takeaways are the unique feline metabolism, specifically that enzyme deficiency, making them super sensitive, and the dual risks of curiosity and those tempting flavored meds. Secure storage and vet consultation are paramount.
That sums it up well, and maybe leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on.
Go ahead.
We've talked a lot about common drugs, but think about this. Given that cats lack some of these really basic detoxification pathways that humans and even dogs possess, what does that tell you about deeper evolutionary differences in how species handle environmental chemicals? And maybe, how much wider could this vulnerability be? Could it extend beyond pills to other things in our homes, like cleaning products, pesticides, even certain plants? It's something to consider about the unique biological world our feline companions navigate, often right alongside us.